Final art talk will be with Mr. Sylvain Lévy, the owner of DSL collection from Paris. It's a contemporary Chinese art collection. I'm very, very happy to have you here with us. It's a very exciting collection, and all you do is really extremely interesting. So we will listen to you if you want, and then we can ask questions, and we can have also questions from the audience as well. Stage is yours, Mr. Lévy.
First, sorry for my accent. Yeni Yelni Mutli Olsum. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. And, you have a great accent. Bonne année à vous aussi.
I like very much your country. I've been several times in Istanbul, and I like very much your country. And my only, I should say, missing is not to be with you today and to have this conversation with you and your student directly in Istanbul. But perhaps it will be for next time.
I hope so.
And yes. Also, everybody is welcome to Paris.
Good.
So, I think that just I wanted to show if it's work. No, it doesn't work, so I have to do it like this. It's funny. It's not my. I cannot move my. I'm not able to move my presentation.
I know the problem. I think your screen is frozen. Maybe because
let's go back. Let's go back. Let's try again.
Yeah, now you can.
Still the same problem. I cannot move my presentation.
Oh, I see. If you want, send it to me with email, and I can share it to you.
It's quite heavy. Oh my gosh. Let's try to understand why. 1 minute, the last thing. Why it's not working? Do you see it now?
No, because you have to do share screen.
Okay, so let's try again. Excuse me for this.
No, take your time.
Okay, let's go back to share screen. Okay.
I think now it's working. You can use your.
Let's see. You see something?
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
You see everything?
Yes.
Goodbye. Okay, so I would like to say that we have finished a very special year, 2020. But what is interesting is that we are now entering into a new decade. And for me, and I think for many people, this new decade will not be just a new normal. It could be like in the end, in the 90s, 1920, les années folles after the flu, the Spanish flu. And I'm optimistic, and I do believe that a lot of things could happen during this new decade. And but to succeed, you will have to, I shall say, be out of the frame. I think it's very important for me to look at the new decade with new eyes, and especially to look at things with totally new ways of thinking. And the project that I'm going to show you, our collection today, we are putting this collection into this, shall I say, this spirit. How we can, with this collection, sail this new decade, which will be, I think, like in the Middle Age, terra incognita, where you will be able to find gold, but also you'll be able to meet black swans. And so this is a little bit what is today our, I shall say, our vision, not vision, but our project. And how do we want to succeed to make this happen is just by, I shall say, looking as a collection as an entrepreneurial project. This is how we want to, once again, a collection is a personal adventure. And so what I'm explaining to you is a personal adventure. And so this is how we, today, we are, I shall say, preparing ourselves for this new decade. First, I think it's, I would like to present ourselves in a very quick way. With Dominique, we've been collecting for 36 years. You know, we began to collect, it was the Leo Castelli model, where, you know, there was just a gallery where the owner of the gallery was there the Saturday, where you can meet all the artists. The artist made all his career in the gallery. There was no auction houses at this level as it is today. There was no fairs. And it was a very easy way to collect. And we begin to collect, and just as one of a view of our living room, we collect contemporary art. Then we moved very quickly to furniture of the 40s, people like Royer and Adnet and Franck. And then after we moved to design. And I think that we have a very strong design collection because we've been collecting design for 25 years.
We had a designer from Turkey just before you, Zeynep Fadıllıoğlu.
Small word.
And she told us that she knows you.
Thank you.
Your collection.
And so you see, we are very eclectic in the way we collect. The only thing I can tell you, Eileen, is then collecting as a couple, you learn the art of compromise, and you are still married 36 years after.
Yes.
It's a great adventure. It's a great adventure to collect as a couple. Don't ask me who has the last word, because, you know, it's very difficult to fight against a French woman. But it's a great adventure. And so we decided to look at things differently. And especially what I'm going to present you is two parts, I shall say, of this project. How we decided to give meanings to the collection and not just about collecting objects. And the second part is why we decided to become public, to open the collection to the public, and how we decided to open the collection to the public. And how we're going to keep on with these two, I shall say, these two ideas, building the collection and opening the collection. So what is interesting is that since 2005, when we went back from China, we decided that we would like to just focus on Chinese contemporary art. But what most interesting is that we decided to collect in a very different way. For us, we wanted this collection to become a cultural project which was about connoisseurship, but also with an entrepreneurial mindset. Why we, I shall say, we had this cultural revolution in our head to move to something like this. To tell the truth, it's because the shock we had when we experienced China for the first time. You know, when you come from a sleeping beauty like Paris to a Red Bull city like Shanghai, you have a shock. And since art is a mirror of a society, we said that it would be very interesting to, through a collection, to discover a society, and especially to discover the Chinese society, and through the contemporary art, the energy of the Chinese society. So this is how we begin this DSL collection adventure. DSL means Dominique and Sylvain Lévy collection. What is DSL? DSL is first, and what is very important, it's a family adventure. It's a family adventure. My two children speak Chinese. They went to China, and especially my daughter. My daughter, they lived in China both, and my daughter, she went through first La Sorbonne, then she stayed in China for 3 years. She knows all the artists. Then she moved to London. She worked for White Cube, Philips, and Sotheby. And today, my daughter is taking the lead in the collection, but she's been with us for the whole part of this adventure. And now, more and more, she's becoming I shall say, the inspiration of the collection, because she's part of the millennial. The other thing which is important for us is this collection should constantly speak the language of its time. We wanted the collection to be related to the world and to the time in which we are living. This is why the collection is, I shall say, linked with technology, because we wanted this collection not just to stay dead objects, but to stay constantly a living organism, I should say. And the last thing, which is very important, naturally, it's a collection of Chinese contemporary art. And we are just focused on Chinese contemporary art. It's not at all an encyclopedic collection. It's just the vision of a French couple on what's happening today in the Chinese contemporary art scene. Naturally, it's our vision, and naturally, a lot of people, and especially Chinese people, can have another vision of what is their own art, or their own, I should say, contemporary art. So this is, I think, the three things which are been moving together since 2005. What is important for me, I said to you, it's about connoisseurship. You know, I'm from the old school where connoisseurship was, I shall say, the most important thing in the journey of a collector. And connoisseurship for me is really like Shushkin, who is for me one of the biggest, the most inspiring collector in the world. He said it's about a pursuit, an insatiable pursuit of visual and mental refinement. So it's not about objects, it's about a state of mind. And I think that a collection is about a state of mind. Then after you make encounters with people, with objects, but the beginning is about a state of mind. You have to have the mindset of really having this insatiable pursuit. So the other thing which I said to you is about entrepreneur. And
one who embraces or assumes characteristics of an entrepreneur to advance their museum's business model and general operations.
It's very important that. It means that today you can look at the collection with the same metrics of success than a startup. It's about agility, risk, value, and impact. So this is, I shall say, which is guiding us today in the way we built the collection. What are the different purposes of a collection? I think that collection is about, as I said to you, taking into account the context of its time. And the context of the time is in the art world. We should say bye-bye to the art world. We are now in the art industry. And it means a lot in terms of how you build a collection and how you, as a collector, you move into the art world. What is a collection? What is art today? Art today is a mixture. It's something very, I shall say, very porous, very porous. Naturally, and the most important thing is about culture and education. And it should remain the most important part of art. But today, if you look at the situation, art also is, I shall say, impacted by the luxury industry, by the finance industry, and by the entertainment industry. So today, when you look at the collection, you are obliged to look at all that. This is why DSL today, which wants to try to resonate with its time, it's, I shall say, constantly infused by a certain number of, I shall say, different things. Different things, it's about the new luxury, it's about being human, philosophy and sociology, it's about China, it's about the transformation of the society in means of the millennial, it's about the big, naturally the technology, and also naturally the economic situation. We have to always look at the collection in the center of all that, and to try, when we take decisions, to, I shall say, to build in our own way the dots to relate to all these things. So the first thing, which is very, very important, that I think that we should take into notice, is that we have entered in the fourth industrial revolution. And the fourth industrial revolution, which began in the 70s, is totally transforming the human being. It's not just transforming the way we use things. We are today transformed by the fourth industrial revolution. And this is a graph which shows you how, I shall say, physics, science, technology will impact the human person. It's very important to understand that today and in 10 years later, we will not be the same people. And the young generation will be totally different. There will be another type of human being in the next 10 years. And so it means that we have the choice either to become a little bit like that, either, which is much more important for us, is about new humanism. New humanism for us is fundamental. Art should not serve technology, but technology should serve art. And I do believe that art could be the best way to bridge technology and human people. And so this is something also very important, is that the collection should always be focused on the ideas of humanism. Especially, I do believe that, unfortunately, we're entering into a world which looks more and more like 1984. And so, in order to counterbalance this world, we have to be very human. So this is something very important in the way I should say, the context in which we are living. The other thing that I wanted to speak about was the millennial revolution. I think that we've noticed the millennial revolution because of what we've been doing with the digital world since 2005. But I just want to give you a little bit some numbers to make you understand, or some facts that make you understand what is today happening, especially in the art world with the millennial revolution.